Hey guys, welcome back to another JC Tennis video. So in this one, we're going to talk about Casper's shock. French Open lost to Nuno Borges. He lost in 4 sets. Those last couple sets were ugly. He lost 1-0 in the last 2 sets. This ends a great run at the French Open for Casper Ruud. His last 3 years, he reached 2 finals and a semifinal. So there's more to it than Casper just playing bad today. He had an injury that he talked about. I'm going to read off some of the quotes. And he was dealing with it for quite some time. So let me get to some of these quotes down here. So speaking after the match, Ruud gave fans an injury update, revealing the issue he's been struggling with for the entire clay season. For the last couple of weeks, I've been struggling with knee pain. That's why I pulled out of Geneva. In practice, it's easier to avoid certain movements, certain shots, but when you play matches, you can't control it the same way. I had a scan in Madrid. This problem has been with me during the entire clay season. The scan didn't show any damage, just liquid. I decided to push through it with inflammatory pills, but it was not enough. It makes sense he'd try to push through it because it's clay season, and that's where he's defending all his points. That's where he's had the most success in his career, of course. He would go all in on this clay season, even if he had a little bit of an injury. You'd think if this was happening during the grass season, he would probably be more safe with it and maybe not play a lot of those tournaments and maybe even Wimbledon. But, of course, he would choose to push through during clay season. He explained why he chose not to retire from the match despite struggling. One of the shots that hurts the most in the backhand open stance, as it's the left knee. It's the worst shot for me. I've been avoiding it in practice, but in a match and a slam, you go for everything. I still played good tennis in the first 2 sets. It's a slam. I didn't want to retire. I tried my best to continue. That's really respectable. There's so many guys that are so quick to retire. There's so many guys that will be 1 game away from losing. They'll be down 5-1 in the last set, and they'll retire. A lot of classless players. Not surprising that Casper, he's one of the more well-liked guys, more stand-up guys on tour. Not surprising that he wouldn't retire. He says he'll let it heal and rest for a longer time. He was also keen not to take the shine away from Borges. As I was just saying, classy stand-up guy who secured his first top 10 win of his career against the Norwegian. Casper said, I don't want to take anything away from Nuno Borges. He played phenomenally, really high level. Borges will play Australia's Alexei Popyrin in the 3rd round of the French Open. Great opportunity for Borges to get into the 2nd week of this Grand Slam. And then the article talks kind of what I touched on at the beginning. Ruud's great run at Roland Garros kind of coming to an end. It sucks that it had to be injury that kind of derailed him because he's obviously been such a strong player at this event. I think, he's world number 8 right now. It says, I'm pretty sure I read that he's going to be falling out of the top 10 after this French Open, which makes some sense. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's too surprising to a lot of people. I mean, for most of the ATP Tour season, he's not really the strongest top 10 player, so I think he's kind of going to float around 10 to 20, 10 to 25 in the rankings for a while. I think he's past the stage of his career where he was in that top 5, top 7, top 8 ranking. I think he was kind of always at his peak of his career. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's at a stage of his career now for a few years as he ages where he's just going to sit in that middle seed range around 16, 20 area. So, yeah, that's all I have for this one. Casper Ruud out in round 2 of the French Open, and I'll see you guys next time.